Hi everyone, it's Sandra here, and this is an old friend that we haven't checked in on in quite a while. It's our Amazon tape bucket that I'm trying to convince the worms to eat that papery Amazon tape with those long reinforced threads or strings. Not seeing progress on those reinforced threads. So you know what I'm going to do today is I'm going to open this up. And I think I'm going to do what I've been saying all along, which is move the threads that are not digested in the worm composting system, move them into some kind of an apparatus like a netted bag that I can capture them again and put them into a compost out in the yard. So let me open this up and let's take a look. So here's one of our matted messes of Amazon threads. This really has been unchanged for the better part of 6 or 8 months. So I'm going to set this aside and we'll look deeper in the rest of the material. Okay, so as I dig down, I'm finding worms. I'm also seeing these threads a little bit dispersed. So I'm going to be sifting them out, putting the large bit material into a bag and sticking it into a compost. So it's important for me to get these worms out of that large bit material that may have Amazon. See, this is another bit of Amazon packaging material, the threads. It's important for me to separate the remnants of the Amazon packaging from the worms because I don't want the worms to be put into a netted bag in a thermophilic compost, although it's a netted bag. Actually, they'll be able to climb out. So let me start the sifting. These are the finely sifted castings that I got out of the Amazon tape bucket. I used a sifter that is about 1/8 of an inch. And if you look at these castings, they're beautiful, right? You know, you would not be disappointed in these at all. If I look closer, let me just turn on a light here. If I look closer, there is a piece of the shiny filament. Oh, you'll see it on the replay. It was right here. And here is a little tiny piece of the white papery or fabric stuff that came through the 1/8 inch sifter. So if you have shreds of that Amazon paper left on your boxes and it goes through your shredder basically sideways to the grain of the way the tape was laid down, those little bits of shiny filament would be cut, whatever the crossways dimension of your shredder is, 1/8 of an inch, something like that. You would never see them, but I see them because I didn't cut the tape. This is all off Amazon boxes. We were religious in putting only the Amazon tape off Amazon boxes into here. And so this is what you get if you don't clean off every last fragment of that paper Amazon tape. This is potentially what's going into your bins. And you know, I have seen in my finished vermicompost, I have seen like shiny, really short pieces of filament, very, very shiny, as thinner than a human hair, and gone, oh, what's that really shiny thing? It's very, very thin. It's not plastic. Well, you know what it is? It's a bit of the this thread that was on a piece of the cardboard that went through my shredder, and whether the thread was cut longitudinally or crossways would determine how long the bit of shiny thread is, but that's what's ending up in my bins. We do a pretty good job at cleaning this tape off, but obviously we weren't cutting it off because we were trying to maximize the amount of cardboard that went into our worm bins. Well, now, now our procedure is changed. We are now cutting off the cardboard and all that had tape on it, and that goes into our regular paper recycling, and only virgin cardboard, if you like, is now going into our worm bins. I decided to handpick the worms in cocoons, so I've taken them and put them in another bin. There very well may be wisps or worms in here because, this is the, oh, and there they are, because, I was picking out of this in smallish bits, but sometimes I guess large enough that worms came along with. So I will have to take, you can see a worm here, worm here, worm here. I will have to take those worms out. And if I miss them, if I miss some of them, it's not going to be the end of the world for these worms. Let me just show you what my plan is. I've got this netted bag that we got some sweet potatoes in. And so I'm going to put all of this material, minus the worms that I can see easily, into this netted bag. And this is going to now go into a regular compost system to see whether these little shards of threads and orange bits, orange threads, see-through-y threads. So some of these threads are more orange looking, some of them are more transparent looking. Some of this white material that you see is almost elasticy. We'll see whether the hot compost system takes care of it. I guess there's one other choice, and that is it's compostable if exposed to sunlight. I don't know if I have the years in me to test that theory, but we'll see how this makes out. Thanks for sticking through this experiment with me. You can watch the whole thing. I've made a playlist for the Amazon tape bucket, but this is the finale. This is what we're left with. You can go back to the earlier videos and see how much Amazon tape was added to this bucket. I haven't added any for months, and this is still left over. This is the best the worms could do. All right, everyone, bye for now.